A two-time Golden Gloves champion, and today he takes that next step toward what he hopes will be middleweight contention as he takes on Grady Brewer. But Taylor, apparently the real deal.
Well, he is a good-looking guy, and I'll tell you, in more ways than one. And Oscar De La Hoya set the standard for financial success in the pros out of the Olympics. He had the gold, the good looks, the skills, the punch. Taylor has it all but the gold, but he's close. He's a 23-year-old middleweight with an impressive amateur background, an undefeated professional record, and the kind of character you might expect of a future champion. He's Jermain Bad Intentions Taylor, a man who's shown only good intentions when it comes to his career, and so far it's been magnificent. The 156-pound National Golden Gloves champion in 1998 and 99. Taylor went on to capture the 2000 Olympic bronze medal in Sydney, a world-class accomplishment that would satisfy many boxers, but not him.
I got the bronze. I was happy, but I wasn't, all that. I was like, okay, I got the bronze. Most people don't get that, so I just settled. But now, I set my head to a new goal. Now I want to be a world champion.
After the Olympics, trainer Patrick Burns of Miami took control of Taylor's pro development, and so far he's gone 9-0 with 7 knockouts, including this impressive debut victory last year.
Jermain's work ethic is wonderful. As a matter of fact, a lot of times I have to say, okay, that's enough, and he wants to keep going. I say, no, we're done. He wants to more. I say, no. And, this is in the beginning of the week. We've got a long week. We're going to get progressively tougher, and you have to just throw him out of the gym. He's got a great work ethic. He's a great student, too.
But only time will tell if the Arkansas native can maintain that mental makeup and the work ethic needed to capture a pro world title.
I feel like I have great coaches, Pat Burns, Ozell Nelson. And I got a great team. Got the best team in the world. I'm happy with my team. I train 110% in the gym. I give it all. I feel like, I go in there tonight, take care of business.
Well, a good young man with high character, may not have Olympic gold, but if he wins and continues winning, there could be a lot of gold at the end of the rainbow for him.
Well, he's in the ring right now, set to go tonight. In the ring with him, third member of our broadcast team. He, of course, is the champ, Sean O'Grady. Sean?
Yeah, guys, thanks. Jermain Taylor, now as a professional, just wondering how now you're going to attack. You don't know anything about your opponent.
No, I'm going to go in there, have fun. I love this sport. It's my sport. This is my house in this ring. I'm going to go in here, have fun, work my jab.
Yeah. And what's different now as a pro?
A lot of things. The pace is different. Yeah. No headgear.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
You can take your time in this fight, but I'll tell you, I'll give you a little warning, though. You got to be careful. My name's Sean O'Grady. The guy you're fighting is also named Grady. No relation, though, but you got to be careful tonight. How are you going to come out of this first round?
I'm going to come out of the first round, throw my jab, work my jab. I'm going to see how the pace going to go. And if I still knock it, I'm taking it.
Yeah, but take your time, pick your shots. Don't get careless in there. That's it. He's looking for a knockout tonight, looking for his 10th professional win. Speaking of knockouts, Amy Hayes, are you ready to announce this fight?
I'm ready. Are you ready, Miami? Woo! All right, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 8 rounds in the middleweight division in association with DeBella Entertainment. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 159 pounds with a record of 11 wins, 4 losses, 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout from Lawton, Oklahoma, Grady B.B. Brewer. And his opponent, to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 159.5 pounds with a record of 9-0, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He is a 2000 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist from Little Rock, Arkansas, Jermain Bad Intentions Taylor. And your referee and man in charge will be Frank Santori.
Here we go. Taylor. All right, gentlemen, we went over everything in the dressing room. Taylor, you got your trunks a little high, so a blow here on the belt line is going to be fine. All right, now he's got him down the right place. Questions, gentlemen? Questions? Good luck to you.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Just for Men, more than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator. And Brewer, 8 years the senior of Taylor, of course. Not a bad record, 11-4 with 8 knockouts along the way. And Taylor a couple of inches taller, a couple of inch reach advantage, and those are the numbers. Round 1. Taylor in the red, Brewer in the black.
Grady comes in here with a good attitude. He's coming off a very big win for him, an upset win over Efren Garcia, who was 16-3 when they fought, and he scored an upset KO victory in 7 rounds over Efren Garcia, so that was a big win. And he said, look, I know that that everything's favoring the other guy. You know, it's not his promotion, obviously. And he said he's mentally prepared, and he can do well for the fact that Jermain has got a lot of people in his corner here tonight.
You know, it's a win-win fight, I would think, for a guy like Grady Brewer. If he wins the fight, great. His career gets catapulted. If he loses the fight, it doesn't mean the end of his career because he's stepping up against a guy like Taylor, even though he's the more experienced fighter. Taylor, tremendous boxer's body.
Oh yeah, it's the one I favor the most. I think is the most effective. He looks to me like, you know, kind of a young Tommy Hearns body in there, or Mark Breland body, long and lithe. A lot of guys get a lot of power out of the skinny arms.
Oh, his arms aren't that skinny, actually. He's got
He's guns.
But you're right. He looks like a guy that easily could go up to 175 and be pretty comfortable before his career is over.
Brewer coming at him and trying to put some hurt on Jermain Taylor if he can.
Taylor showing a good jab early in this fight, and showing the patience that he talked to Sean Grady about.
You may have heard Jermain addressing Sean O'Grady as sir, and yes sir, and no sir, and that's how he is. I mean, he's polite almost to a fault with people, but he's a guy of high character. That's one of the things that Patrick Burns really liked about him when he took him on.
Well, Sean demands that of you and I also.
Yes, except we have to call him Sir Sean.
That's right. Left hand slipped in by Brewer. Brewer fighting him like he's not afraid of him.
Yeah, I think this is all just part of the good attitude that I mentioned coming in here, knowing he's not supposed to win in terms of him being an underdog.
Stop! Not to mention
a guy who's flying high on the other side.
He looks in very good shape too. I mean, this is a guy who obviously has been in the gym, comes in here ready to fight. Whether he's got the goods, that remains to be seen. The jab of Taylor is the difference in the fight thus far.
Taylor is out of Little Rock, Arkansas, but is now relocated here to Miami, where he's training with Pat Burns.
Left the body by Taylor. Competitive first round.
Stop. Break. Time.
There you see Grady Brewer, nicknamed BB. Says it's not for any reason. It doesn't stand for anything, but that's just what people have always called him. He's a fighter who can get around the ring pretty good, and he has been improving and working to improve his defense. He's not at the point yet where boxing is his all. He still has to work part-time at a department store to make ends meet. On the other side, Jermain Taylor with a lot to offer about him. Right in front of him, you see Pat Burns. Jermain has shown he's already in the pros, that he's got good punching power. He's KO'd 7 out of 9 guys. What he's trying to do is improve basically his way around that ring, utilize the speed that he has, and become a wise fighter in there. This amateur background you simply cannot argue with there.
So that's a look at Jermain Taylor. He readies himself for round number 2. I thought a competitive first round. Round 2. Really, it's nice to see two guys who really appear to be in great shape, and a couple of young guys in their boxing careers, and one of them who has stardom written all over him.
Jermain really, if he can fight at a high level, and that is yet to be proven, of course, but it looks like, he has the possibility of getting there. If he can, because of the fact that he's a good-looking kid, he's well-spoken, he's so polite and respectful to everybody, and that's what I was alluding to when I compared him to De La Hoya at the beginning of the show. He's got a lot of these attributes going for him. He doesn't have the Olympic gold, so he doesn't come into the pros with all of that hoopla. But he's got a good man behind him, Lou DiBella. And in fact, Dan Goosen, I was talking to Dan, the promoter here, prior to the fight, and he said this is the first handshake agreement he's made with a guy to use a fighter on his program. He has Dan Goosen has no signed agreement with Jermain Taylor. He's out of a Lou DiBella stable, but they shook hands on it. And, you know, I'd like to see a little more of that cooperation amongst promoters, matchmakers, managers, etc.
Absolutely. Sean O'Grady is with us now, and Sean, your impressions of Taylor?
Let me tell you, I like this kid, Jermain Taylor. First and foremost is a kid with character. In that ring, look at him, he knows his way around the ring. He's got great balance, he's got great footwork, but mental, the mental side of this sport and mental focus is sometimes more important than physical focus, and he has that mental focus. He knows where he's going. You know what? He comes in with great amateur accolades. As a professional, he's not tried to live off those amateur accolades. In fact, he wishes he won the gold medal. Instead, now he's ready to cash in as a pro and as a professional. He understands it is two different sports. He's back to work again. This fight, you know, his 10th as a pro, and he's still learning. He's going to pick up some things tonight. I'll tell you something. This kid Brewer, he's got to quit sticking his tongue out between his teeth. He's undaunted. He comes into this fight. He's here to fight, but he's got to quit sticking his tongue out. He'll lose it if he gets hit the wrong way.
There's that long jab and reach of Jermain Taylor. You know, the reach doesn't seem, when you just look at the inches that each guy has, 73 for Taylor, 71 for Brewer. But look at the much longer arms, actually, that Taylor has. I always maintain that reach statistic is a completely misleading one. They should measure people from the shoulder to their arm out to the end, and then you get an idea really of how long the guy's arms are. As you can see, Jermain Taylor's arms are much, much longer here than Brewer, and that gives him a big advantage.
You know, one thing I really do like, though, the brain trust of Taylor is put him in there. This guy's not a dead guy. This guy is a guy who can fight a little bit, and he's going to learn a lot more from fighting a guy like Grady Brewer than he will be from some stiff.
And the last guy he TKO'd was 20-4, Joe Garcia.
Coming to the end of the second round, and a cut over the right eye of Taylor. The cut over the eye of Taylor does not appear to be a serious cut, and we just asked whether it was a headbutt or a punch, and Rich, I didn't see what the answer was.
A headbutt, over the cut. So just in case that situation comes in, and now Brewer brought his head up to Taylor again.
He did. He's ducking down, and then brings his head straight up.
But let's see now how Taylor now has to deal with this. You know, as you grow up, not only do you learn different styles and skills, you learn to deal with whatever bits of adversity face you in the ring. And now Taylor has to deal with blood, his own blood, and a cut. We'll see how he reacts to it. Not all fighters react well to it.
It is. It's another one of those milestones, actually. Every fighter at some point is going to get cut. Even if it's accidental like this one was. And of course the next milestone is going 10 rounds, and the next milestone is what happens when you lose. Right now Sean O'Grady is in the corner of Grady Brewer. Sean?
A very excited corner. Gil Peltier, trainer. Tell me, Gil, what you're looking at right now.
I'm looking at Grady to work inside and work.
Now you have an advantage.
There you go. I want him to work that body and open that cut more.
How about that cut? What do you do to nail that cut?
That left hook, because he's got a hell of a hook, okay? And that's what I want him to set up. And I want him to set it to that body. I don't want him at the end of the punches.
Gil, he is really coming into this fight undaunted.
Yes, he is ready for this. He's ready for this. Grady's going to take this guy out.
Not at all concerned. You think he's going to knock him out?
Yes.
I don't know. Taylor's tough. What's the biggest thing you have to contend with?
Well, Grady is height compared to Taylor. That's the only thing. But Grady is slick on his feet. There you go, right there.
Oh, big gun, right on the point of the chin.
Come on, there you go.
The end of this round, what are you going to tell him?
I'm going to tell him to stick. He's not doing anything that I don't want him at the end of Taylor's punches.
Yeah.
I want him inside and work Taylor's punches and open that cut up with that left hook.
You know what? He's better than I thought he would be. But how long can he keep this pace up?
Oh, we've trained so hard for this. He could go 20 rounds.
All right. Well, we don't need that many rounds tonight. No. He's just looking for a victory. How about that, guys? You got to go over here who really wants to fight. This is good.
Wants to fight. He is battling. He just tasted a left hook from Taylor a moment ago. A little blood from the nose of Brewer as well.
Good combination by Taylor, who does not, as I see this fight evolve, Jermain does not have blinding hand speed. His hands they're not slow, but they're not extraordinary either in terms of the speed of hand.
He's not working the jab as much as he did. He came out in the first round, worked the jab a lot. There's a lot of blood, but most of it's below the eye. I don't believe it's anything right at the moment that would cause any problem.
Jermain pretty wild in this round. Has missed a lot of punches.
Brewer staying out of the way, but Brewer not getting in close, as his corner suggested.
I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks.
The future can be seen.
What's coming? Double homicide.
It predicted that.
And it is for the WBC Continental America's Middleweight Championship. The two Garcias. Carino, you saw a moment ago. Here's Julio, very calm, getting his hands taped. That's still to come. Meanwhile, Jermain Taylor and Grady Brewer. Taylor, the Olympic bronze medalist, getting a taste of his own blood in this fight for the first time.
Yeah, I don't think he reacted real well to it in the last round. He seemed to get wild. I think he might have got thrown off just a little bit. But now he's gone back to a jabbing attack, and that could win the fight for him here, Barry. He's got a very good jab. It's a stiff jab. It's a long jab. But he's got a guy in front of him who wants to fight.
He does, and now he does start to fight inside. That's what his corner wanted, although it's not easy to slip inside the jab of Taylor as long as Taylor uses it.
Jermain Taylor, huge country music fan, Barry.
I know you said that. Knows everybody, huh?
He's willing to go to the point where if you name a song or name a country music artist, he'll tell you all about it.
Well, Little Rock, Arkansas, one of the hotbeds, of course, of country music.
Wasn't an easy upbringing for Jermain. His father left him at an early age, and he was in charge. His mom had to take a nighttime job, and he was in charge of his two little sisters at a very early age. And he had to kind of run the household while Mom was working at night. So he learned a lot about responsibility right off the bat.
I think that accounts a lot for the personality that you spoke of before. He's a very responsible guy. Nice combination there. A jab and then the right hand over the top.
There are times when Jermain gets a little lazy with where he's holding his right hand defensively. Drops down low. I could see somebody trying to test him with the left hook in the future.
And the blood and the cut over the eye of Taylor.
Slight facial resemblance to Michael Jordan, actually.
A little bit, yeah.
So I mentioned that Jermain is relocated here in Miami, so he's got the fans here now, friends, and you can hear him in the crowd.
I think it's a very good test for Jermain Taylor at this juncture of his career.
Well, it's a test because he has to fight.
Right, exactly. And he's fighting a guy that if he's not careful, he could get popped.
And, he said earlier today, he wanted to get some rounds in. And I think he's getting rounds in not because he wants to, but because the guy is there to fight and wants to get rounds in, too.
That's exactly right. And a 4.
Any grill can cook a steak, but can it handle a pancake? The Big Easy can. From Charbroil, keepers of the flame.
Tonight, some lucky fan.
Make me like Mike.
Will gather.
Well, still a lot of confidence in the corner of Grady Brewer. Wait for him to come to you and then pop him is the advice given.
Although a couple of those left hooks at the end of the round were the kind that could sap the confidence right out of you. And that's the first time we've seen those good left hooks to the body from Jermain Taylor. So showing us a new weapon in that last round, and it landed well.
He's got that chopping right hand, too. He hasn't connected with it, but it looks like it could do some damage. Over the top right hand from Brewer. Sean O'Grady right now is in the corner of Jermain Taylor with Pat Burns, one of the more knowledgeable guys around. I think a nice team, Burns and Taylor.
Well, yeah, Pat Burns has been around this sport for a long time, knows what to see. Pat, what do you see through your eyes right now with regards to Jermain?
Well, right now he's settling down. He was a little anxious in the first 3 rounds or so. He has his family and friends and everybody here. He was listening to the crowd. He's blocked that out now. You see, this looks a lot more relaxed. You can see his body's a lot more fluid, and he's starting to take more control now, and he's loose.
So that's what you're seeing from Jermain Taylor right now, Pat Burns. What is it you're telling him between rounds in the corner? He seems to be upset.
Well, he's all right now. He was a little bit uptight early in the fight because he wanted to just knock this guy out. You know, we're not looking to walk in the parks for him. He's not going to learn anything. He comes in and gets 1-2 rounds. This is a tough journeyman fighter, as you can see. And this is the kind of guy where Jermain's going to learn a lot from. You know, we
could be putting more pressure on this round. A reason for that, Pat?
He just get a little bit slow getting started. I think he got caught up with the crowd and all his friends, and now he's into it now. So
now that he's shaking out a bit and he's more relaxed, what are you going to tell him, Pat, at the end of this round?
Well, I like what he's doing right now. He's nice and relaxed. You can see the combinations are starting to come. So a little bit more combinations, just stay loose like he's doing. And, you know, he's got it. He just doesn't have to get too anxious.
He's got the tools, just has to get the focus and the concentration. They like what they see over here. How about that, guys?
You know what, I do too, Rich. I think this is one of his better rounds.
It is, but I still like to see that jab of his more, Barry. It's going to be a good weapon for him. It's long, it's hard, and, you know, he throws a good, stiff jab, and it's going to be a great weapon. I mean, as I'm looking at him, I could see him utilizing that jab the same way Lennox Lewis utilizes his jab. He's going to have, you know, height and reach over a lot of people. He's kind of, as you see his body motion, it's fluid like Lewis. He could use that to set up the combinations they want in the corner. But I don't see him, you know, throw that jab.
Well, I think a lot of young fighters, guys like Taylor at this point in their careers, have that sort of whack-out mentality. And that may be what the trap that he's falling into here a little bit. Coming to the end of round 5. We'll be back.
You can do it.
A little bit, which is good. Sometime in this level in boxing, rounds are better for you than getting an early round knockout.
Yeah, and this kid he's fighting is undaunted too. Your fight coming up with Steve Forbes August 18th right here on Fox Sports Net. How are you training for that?
You know, this is the fight of my life. This is what I worked so hard for. You know, being a fighter yourself, you know that there comes a fight that we all work so hard for, and this is it. So I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. You know, we fought him once. I lost the decision to him. I wasn't prepared, but this time I will be, and we're going to go from here and win the world title.
This fight's heating up too. We better get back to watching this fight. Back over to you guys.
Yeah, it is. Brewer comes right out winging.
He really comes on strong. I'm looking forward to that Forbes and Santos fight. I really enjoyed the first fight. It's going to be
swing way too wide. Box.
Frankie Santori, the referee, warning him about hitting in the back. But Forbes and Santos, you know, the first time when they fought, we did that fight, Barry. It was a very exciting fight. For 8 rounds, it was touch and go, and then Forbes completely took over in the last 4 rounds and really exhibited his tremendous skills in the last few rounds to pull away from Santos and win fairly convincingly. David feels that he didn't show his best stuff that night, and he'll be in better shape, and I'm looking forward to the rematch because, you know, that 130-pound division now, Barry, is completely wide open now that Mayweather has left and gone up to 135.
Absolutely. Brewer getting a couple shots in. And that'll be August 18th.
That jab from Taylor. I don't know if he knows how good he can be with that jab. He can set everything up for him and keep a man away. You know, when Mike Tyson tried to get close to Lennox Lewis, there was no chance because he had that long jab stuck in his face all night long. And then the big stuff followed.
Well, this is a work in progress, Jermain Taylor. But he seems to have the goods.
I think that's correct. I don't know if he can work, you know, as we mentioned in the scouting report, he's interested in developing his hand speed a little more and working on that. He's not a tremendously blazing hand fighter, but he's got, you know, okay speed. But, you know, he's got tools. He's got other tools.
That cut, incidentally, has not bled for the last couple of rounds.
Brewer really came out strong at this round and tried to take Taylor completely by surprise.
Brewer's a tough guy. This is interesting, where at least on my card, it's a very lopsided fight, but nonetheless a competitive fight.
Yeah, because Brewer is in every round. Maybe he doesn't do enough to win the rounds. I've given him 1 round, but he's banging away still. Good body for Brewer.
is the end of round 6 of an 8-round fight. The Garcia tandem, which makes up our main event. Carino and Julio still to come here on the Sunday night fights. And there is Julio Garcia.
I mentioned I couldn't believe Carino Garcia's record. I really can't believe Julio's either. 21-1 after not having a single amateur fight.
That is impressive. Good puck in the center of the left eye of Grady Brewer now.
That's okay, that's okay.
They're telling Brewer in the corner that you're letting Taylor set up for the jab. He sets up. See what Taylor's doing? He's setting up here. He's not really throwing it. They say, don't let him set up for that jab. As he's setting up for it, do something. Move to the side or throw a punch. Don't let him jab.
The left eye is blowing up in a hurry on Brewer.
It's pushing up from underneath, actually.
Let's go into Brewer's corner. Sean O'Grady's there, champ.
Guys, I'm just asking how they're doing over here, and they like what Brewer's doing, but they'd like for more pressure from him. It seems as though that Grady has subsided in his power. He's looks kind of like he's a little defeated. They still think he has a great shot at landing a big one-punch shot over here. They don't think that Brewer's ahead, but they still say he's got power, and he is not afraid, guys.
No, definitely not. I mean, he's been absolutely game. I think there might be a touch of fatigue setting in on Brewer.
Stop!
I love that jab of Taylor's when he throws it.
Very effective.
Jermain, though, seems to, you know, his defense seems a little lax to me. He moves his arms around, holds him low a lot of times, kind of waving around in front of him. I think that's one area where he can tighten things up a little bit.
Straight right hand.
Again, we look so much out of these Olympians so very early in their careers. Well, it's a little unfair sometimes.
A lot of them get moved a little bit too quickly, too. Good body work that time by Taylor.
Excellent combination. I got a feeling that when he gets a guy going backwards and moving back, he's going to pick up momentum on the way in and be able to unleash those kind of combinations.
Good body work again.
Yeah, he has a real nice left hook to the body.
Grady Brewer, and now Taylor.
Nice combination over there, Dave. Play a couple more of them. All right. If you can throw 3 sets of combinations in there, it's gonna be over. All right. Jab your way in, hit the rope. You got him over here. You let your damn hands go. You threw a 4-punch combination. It was beautiful. The first one you stole in the fight all night. Your body side came to the hook, came right back to the right hand. That was pretty. Jab your way in. You want to get those body shots? Come right back to the last round.
Grady, okay? You've got to fight this guy. All for nothing. Come on. That's all I'm asking. Okay, that's all I'm asking, okay? All right. Come on, you know how to fight. Fight this guy. Okay, stay inside. Don't go against the rope. Don't go against the rope, okay? All right.
He's very fatigued sitting there.
A little bit of more water.
That was not an all right with conviction.
Okay, come down, dry it up.
This is the 8th of the final round.
I think one thing Patrick Burns said earlier was true, and that Jermain does seem to be loosening up as the fight goes along. He seems to be getting better, looser, more athletic.
He's got a lot of skills. Body work has been very impressive the last couple of months.
You don't see a lot of fighters come out of the amateur ranks necessarily as good body punchers. You know, a lot of times they need to score to the head where judges can see those punches, Barry. Taylor looks to me like he has a good chance to be a real good professional body puncher. Look at that. There's a combination. That's what Burns is talking about.
He's got the right guy in Pat Burns, too. Very good teacher. Been around the track. Good exchange there. Brewer got his in also.
Well, unless Taylor does tighten up his defense, he is going to be hit some as a pro, and he's going to be counted. Pat Burns all the way over here yelling combinations. It's successful when he tries to launch him because Brewer at that point will stop punching and he will freeze up, as you see right there. He'll just back off.
That was excellent. 2 left hands to the body, then he came up to the head with it. Sean Grady, how you seeing this?
Yeah, I still think Jermain Taylor is a terrific young prospect. He seems to get better as this fight goes along, as you guys had mentioned. The kid throws a lot of punches that only veterans know. We saw a double left hook a few moments ago. That's a great weapon. He's working the body really well. He still needs some schooling. He still needs some cooking. I'd like to see him bite down on that mouthpiece. I'd like to see those hands come up a little bit higher. This is professional boxing. In the pros, you must do everything correct. He's still got some things to work on, but I like what I see so far. Progress is good. Pat Burns is good. It's a good corner. And Ray Rogers has done a terrific job on that cut. We've seen no blood since, what was that, the 2nd round? That's right. He's done a great job with it. It's hard to stop those cuts. Back to you.
That's exactly, that's why he's the champ.
Yeah, you know? He sure is. He's my champ, I'll tell you that.
And that eye on Brewer looking nastier and nastier.
As I look at Jermain Taylor here, it's a fairly hard fight. I mean, it wasn't an easy fight, no walk in the park. So he was able to go, 6 rounds, 8 rounds very easily. It looks like to me he's going to be able to be a 10-round fighter with no problem at all and be able to go up there and engage good fighters at a distance.
And in the end, a fight like this is really going to help him.
Yes, it will. It'll help him a lot more than if he'd have come in here tonight and knocked out some stiff in 30 seconds.
Absolutely. Well, Grady Brewer, dead game. I don't think there is any question at all about the outcome of this fight. But I thought a very good test for Brewer, and Sean's point well taken. It's a work in progress. There's still a lot to be done. But you can sure see the tools. Learning how to use them now may be the key to success. All right, we have the decision. Let's go to the center of the ring. Here's Amy Hicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge John Rupert, Al Walensky, and Rocky Young score the bout the same, 80-72, for your winner by unanimous decision, Jermain Taylor.
So all 3 judges giving all 8 rounds to Jermain Taylor. I had it as you did. I gave 1 round
the
to Brewer.
Third round I gave to Brewer when I thought that Taylor had been thrown off a little bit by that cut eye and didn't do much.
Let's look back.
We'll take a look at the action here. Round 3. There you see Taylor trying to use that nice left of his. He can hook with it. He can jab with it. Going down to the body. Brewer fighting him hard, though, as you see, coming up with combinations of his own. There, landing a good right hand that sent Taylor backwards. He was in just about every round, very competitive all the way. But in the last couple of rounds, it was all Jermain Taylor. Loved the body attack from Taylor, especially that left hook to the body and the combinations. He started to utilize those in the last 2 rounds and showed very well.
Well, it's interesting, I think. You win all 8 rounds, you think lopsided fight, and I'm sure, Sean O'Grady, that Jermain Taylor will tell you not necessarily lopsided. Here's the champ.
Well, you can't win them all by knockout. I know he'd like to try, but coming into this fight, Jermain told me he's looking for the knockout tonight, but your opponent Brewer gave you a pretty good match. Did you expect such a difficult fight?
I knew it was good, but I didn't know he had a heart like that. He got tremendous heart, and I give him all the glory.
Yeah, a lot of heart, but you had a cut early in this fight. Why was that not a problem? I know Ray Rogers did a great job on it.
He did an excellent job. I think I got caught with a shoulder, but I'm not messed up by no cut, baby. This is my game. I love it.
Yeah, well, I like what's happening. I still think you're one of the best prospects in boxing. And, you know, how do you move a kid, Dan Goosen, like this along in his career? You don't want to overmatch him. You want to bring him along properly. He's a great kid. I think he really
realizes he has to fight.
Well, Sean, first thing I want to say, whatever I'm going to say is on behalf of Lou DiBella, because I got to tell you, I think he's got one of the great finds out of this Olympic class. And any way that I can help Lou and Jermain and Pat Burns, I'm happy to do it and have these type of great fights on Fox. We love it, Sean.
Lou DiBella, of course, the promoter, but you're promoting tonight's fight,
of course.
And this kid.
Of course.
How far can he go?
Hey, listen, like I said, I think he's got all the talent in the world. You saw it tonight. Grady Brewer is a tough opponent. We knew it going in.
Yep.
And Jermain does what a real champion, a man that has that ability, does, and he controlled the fight and kept it up.
Yeah.
I was surprised Grady stayed in there with
he's
the
still trying to
shots he
learn.
took.
Jermain learned a lot in this fight, and he's going to take that into him with his next fight. Jermain Taylor is certainly on his way. How about that, guys? He's good.
Unanimous decision winner, getting all 8 rounds on all 3 judges' cards, and yet it was a tough fight. Jermain Taylor runs 10 up, none down, still with the 7 knockouts and a very good test.